Okay, everybody, listen. I'm about to talk about some stuff that's been on my heart, and it's time to really get it off because, it's really kind of a sad thing. It was a quote that I found, and I can't remember who it was from, but it said, "It is in the natural instinct of a human being to fear what they don't understand." And that's kind of scary because it's a whole bunch of fear going on because I think a lot of people are just pretty much giving a lot of opinion based off of things they have no experience in. So therefore they have very limited knowledge, and it's a lot of he say, she say, and it affects our children, man. It affects our grandchildren. It just affects our future altogether. And I'm going to talk about a few things, man, and it's just good to go ahead and share it because it's just crazy right now worldwide. Obviously Nick Cannon, he made some comments and some of his spoken word, and people agree and disagree. But a lot of people who are giving opinions don't necessarily understand what he's trying to say, because obviously him being a successful guy who came from nothing and now being at a higher level financially, he's around a lot more people who have knowledge in different fields. And when he speak about these things, it probably sounds crazy to the general public because your average person in the general public don't hear these things because they're not around it. They're around a lot of people who see, feel, and live the same similar lifestyles they live, right? Now, one thing I want to talk about is this Republican versus Democrat stuff. It's crazy, because I'm a business owner. I've obviously struggled most of my life until, making things happen. I'm an investor. So starting from the bottom, I'm always putting money back in. So, I've obviously struggled. Then I have a big family, wife and children, but I try to speak on what I actually have experience in. I was an athlete, football player. I was a boxer, so I have a lot of knowledge on those particular sports. I get involved in politics a lot. I have friends who are politicians. A politician is somebody who has a voice or leadership position in government. And there's so many different forms of government. So in so many ways, most of us are politicians. But when you say Republicans versus Democrats, man, it's almost like, to me, it doesn't make sense to have beef between the Republicans and the Democrats because, a lot of times you got just a title. That doesn't mean that a person has to live their life a certain way or that they have to hate you, and that's what it's turned into. You hear people, Republicans, saying they hate Democrats, Democrats saying they hate Republicans. And reality is, a lot of you who get up and go to work every day who call yourselves Democrats, the person who actually went through all the hard work to create their company, your boss, your owner, who gives you the job and benefits to take care of your family, they're Republicans. Because a lot of Republicans believe in, being independent, creating your own jobs for other people and benefits and things of that nature. And there's a lot of rich people who are actually Democrats who say, hey, I know that everybody who come from where I come from are not expecting handouts. So I want to be a blessing to them. And you also have Republicans who feel that way. It's just all this entitlement stuff that keep people fighting, man, on things that they don't really have a lot of knowledge on. And another thing, we as the general public, we criticize a lot of politicians. We say that politicians are all crooked. They all these bad people. Man, we criticizing them for doing a lot of the same things we do every single day. Well, a lot of them, they say what they want to say what sound good to the general public so they can get in office. And then, hey, you got people every day who kind of twist the truth on their applications to get jobs. That doesn't make them bad people. It just means that, hey, if I tell you 100% the truth, you may judge me for something that I'm not. So you don't necessarily have to be a liar to kind of twist the truth a little bit, because people do it every single day. I'm not saying that is right or wrong, but don't criticize somebody else for doing the same exact thing you're doing. You just don't recognize you're doing the same thing, because it's easier to call out somebody else's faults than it is your own. We criticize people because we disagree with something they say. Well, maybe we should analyze a little deeper what a person is saying, especially if that person has experience in what you're talking about. That only makes sense to listen and really go deep into what a person is really trying to tell you, because if you don't have a lot of knowledge but you think you do, then you probably never agree with the truth. And if you just disagree with the truth, then what does that make you? You know, that's just something to think about, you know, just food for thought. You know, we tell people that they're crazy if they don't vote. Man, you need to go vote. Listen, that's like telling somebody, man, get out there and vote. That's like telling a 3-year-old or 4-year-old child, go swim. And you've never taught them how to swim. Most people don't have a clue what voting is. They have no clue who they're voting for. They have no clue what to look for when they see 2 presidents or 2 mayors having a debate. They don't know what these people are talking about. It's foreign language to them. They have no clue what's going on. You know, and then you tell them, well, go vote. Okay, well, now it's like the blind leading the blind. They're going to vote just to say they voted. Well, what does that say about a person? That doesn't make you a leader, right? So there's a lot of things like that, man, that I just feel like we should take heed to, and just stop getting in these heated arguments about things half of us don't even have knowledge on. It's when somebody tell you that you're ignorant to something, we're all ignorant to something. That means we don't have the knowledge on that particular thing. That doesn't mean that you're stupid. Somebody who's stupid is somebody who actually intentionally ignores getting more knowledge or enhancing financially, mentally, spiritually, in whatever category we're going to talk about. If you refuse to increase, then to me, that's stupid. But somebody who's ignorant to something, that's a choice. You don't always have to be ignorant to that. You know what I mean? And you don't have to agree with somebody, but you don't have to hate them because you disagree, or you don't have to tear them down or criticize them because you disagree with them, because you don't know what their experiences are. You don't know what knowledge that person has that you don't have, you know, but we're so quick to speak. And I mean, we've all been victims of it. We've all been victims of it. How many times you hear a person say, well, that person think they know everything? Well, what if that person just do know more than you, because you get up and go to your job every day, and then you come home and you sit down in front of the TV and do the same thing every day, but that person is going after it and going after it and going after it. That person is probably running into people who are also going after it and going after it and going after it, and has had levels of success that has more knowledge than the actual people that you see on a daily basis. So just take heed to those things, right? You know, and one last thing, investing. Me personally, I don't just invest for my own profit. You know, I do it for anybody who's involved with me, who believes in me. I do it for my children, their children, and of course my queen, my wife, who is my #1 supporter. You know, it's a generational thing, man. When I say invest and create for yourself, there's parts of yourself that's going to also come if you don't already have children. You know, they're going to have children, and the more that you actually experience, not just money, when you actually going after it, the experiences that you have, you're going to have more knowledge. You're going to gain more knowledge to pass down as well. And that is very important. That's very important, you know, because they'll be able to apply a lot of that knowledge in their day, because we don't know what our grandkids and our great grandkids are going to see in 30 and 40 years from now. You know, so everything that's true today may not be true in 40, 50 years from now, but they'll be able to apply some of their history, just like we apply some of our history today, and trying to be better people that we are today. But, you know, I know a lot of people who are actually who have invested in the past, bought houses, cars, and different things like that with, tax refunds. Some of the same things people go blow their money on and go wild financially. People have become millionaires off of this stuff. I mean, I've invested tons of money from tax refunds and stuff like that into the right things. You know, I've given away money from money of those type of incomes, right? But what I'm saying is the opportunity is there to do something. You just have to do it. I'm not telling you there's something wrong with you having a job, because I know a lot of people say that, but that's not true. You know, having a source of income that provides for your family is great. That's what you want. But you want to have things that you can own and leave back to your children. It could be something of value. I mean, a lot of the older people who didn't necessarily have businesses, they had things that may have been worth money. This has been going on for a long time, you know. And I've heard people personally say, well, those people are only on a certain level because somebody left them an inheritance. Well, what were their family supposed to do? What are you supposed to do for your kids? What have you sacrificed? Or what are you planning on sacrificing and building on a positive note to be able to leave back for your kids? Because at the end of the day, that's all I live for, you know, because when I'm dead and gone, I still have a piece of me that's going to be here that has to eat, that has to live and be happy, that has to bless their children. You know? So to me, that's what's important. But it's not about a fight or argument. It's about getting down to the nitty gritty and digging and figuring out exactly what we need to know to make ourselves prosperous people. Because when we're prosperous people, then we'll be united. We're not prosperous because we're so divided. You know, everybody wondering how this person got it or why this person got it, instead of being somebody who congratulate that individual and then figuring out, you know, how you can apply some of their knowledge to your own life to get what belongs to you. And we all do have something great that belongs to us. So, man, I love y'all. Make sure y'all share this, because this is powerful stuff. Not because it's coming from me, but it's come from also other great leaders. It's just different followings. So, bless you. Have a good day.